In the beginning, God created a perfect world. A paradise called the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve lived in harmony with their Creator. There was no pain, no suffering, only joy, peace, and the presence of God. But in this beautiful garden, God had given them one command. You may eat from any tree in the garden, but do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will surely die. One day, a cunning serpent entered the garden. This was no ordinary creature, it was Satan, the deceiver, taking the form of a serpent. With a whisper, he approached Eve. Did God really say, "You must not eat from any tree in the garden"? Eve responded, "We may eat from any tree, except for the one in the middle. If we eat or even touch it, we will die." But the serpent hissed, "You will not certainly die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the fruit. It was beautiful, desirable, and promising wisdom. She took a bite, and gave some to Adam, who was with her. He ate as well. In that moment, their eyes were opened. But instead of divine wisdom, they felt something new, shame. They saw their nakedness and, in fear, sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. Then, in the cool of the day, they heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden. In fear, they hid among the trees. "Where are you?" God called. Adam replied, "I heard you, but I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." "Who told you that you were naked?" God asked. "Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam pointed to Eve. "The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit, and I ate it." Eve, too, tried to shift the blame. "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." God turned to the serpent. "Because you have done this, you are cursed above all animals. You will crawl on your belly and eat dust all your days. And I will put enmity between your offspring and the woman's. One day, her offspring will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To Eve, God said, "You will bear children in pain, and your desire will be for your husband, but he will rule over you." To Adam, he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree, the ground is cursed. You will toil and labor for your food, and from dust you were made, to dust you will return." Then, God made garments of skin for Adam and Eve, covering their shame. But because of their sin, they could no longer stay in Eden. God sent them out of the garden and placed a mighty cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the way to the tree of life. Sin had entered the world. The perfect paradise was lost. But even in judgment, God's promise remained: a Redeemer would come, one who would crush the serpent's head and restore what was broken. And so, the story of redemption began.